This is a great way to basically expand your Samsung DeX. I showed in a previous video not only with a laptop monitor, plugging it into your laptop, but also I showed on a 43-inch 4K TCL TV, plugging it in there. But this is also a phenomenal way to expand your Samsung DeX capabilities. If you get basically a monitor, portable monitor. This is a monitor by Innocn. It's a company out of China, obviously, like most every other electronics are. And got this on Amazon. This is a 13.3. Here are the specs. 13.3. It's an OLED. 1080p, 60 hertz. Let's see. It has HDMI, USB Type-C. One reason why I got this is because it was on one of their lightning deals. So I think normally it's like $259, and I got it for like $159, I believe. Again, it's a 13.3 inch. You can power this with just your USB Type-C cable. And what comes in the box? Here's the monitor, 13.3 inches. Got your power and volume buttons there. Speaker on the side. It's very thin. It's basically like a big iPad or a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. I think the Ultra is really big. I think the Ultra is actually not too much bigger than this. It's like a 14-inch screen. This is 13.3. And then there you have now, on here is an HDMI mini. I believe it's a mini. Yeah, it looks like HDMI mini. So you got a mini plug-in. And then you have USB Type-C, and then a USB Type-C charging port. So you have a USB Type-C data and USB Type-C charging. However, you can run Samsung DeX with just one cable, just plugging it in there. And here's your other speaker. So let's move this to the side for a second and show you what comes in this. I'll link this in the description as well. Believe they just have some cables in here. It's supposed to come with a mini HDMI cable to normal HDMI cable, a USB Type-C, and I believe a USB Type-C for power. Oh yeah, this has a stand on it too. You can use this as a stand. It's really cool because, as you can tell on the monitor, there is no stand that folds out. This has got a super, super strong magnet that goes on the back of the display, and you can have it in portrait mode, or you can rotate it and have it in landscape mode. And then you got your cables, your documents. And now I already have a cable I was going to use. It's a Thunderbolt cable. You're not going to want to use some cheap USB Type-C cable. You're going to need a cable that not only runs data, but also runs power. I have a Thunderbolt 4 cable here that runs, I believe, 20 gigabytes. This is a Thunderbolt 4 cable. It's USB Type-C to USB Type-C. This not only runs power, also runs data at very high speed. With Samsung DeX, you're going to want to use the absolute best cable you can find. Don't use the cable that comes in the box with the S23. It has power and data, however, it's fairly slow. You're going to want to upgrade because remember, DeX runs the monitor off of the data. The faster you can get the data to your monitor, the less latency you're going to have. This is all your cables here. 3 cables. USB, HDMI, mini HDMI. And then I believe there's 2, here's a USB Type-C to USB Type-C. This one's really thick, So I'm assuming it's a high data rate cable. Does it say on there? It does not. However, I will tell you, and this one's a power cord. So you're going to have a power cable and you're going to have a data cable. Now that's if you run, now let's say you hook it up with HDMI cable to the portable monitor. If you run, obviously HDMI just does audio and video, does not do power. So if you hook the HDMI cable up, you're going to have to hook a power supply up to this as well. That's why with this, that's why you're going to want to use the best cable available. This is USB Type-C version 3.2. You're going to want it at least through 3.0. If you can, 3.1. But definitely look for one of these USB Type-C 3.2. And again, I would not go any lower than USB 3.0 if you have to. But for sure, you're going to want, just go ahead and grab it on Amazon. They're only like, I think, $10 for a USB Type-C 3.2. Now, I'm not sure, does this come with a power brick? Let's see. I just got this on delivered, so I have not even opened anything up. Yeah, so this comes with a power brick. Let's see what it's rated at. Let's kind of focus. Come on now. There we go. So we got, output 5 volts at 3 amps, 9 volts at 3 amps, or 12 volts at 2.5, 15 at 2, or 20 at 1.5. So, excuse me, the most common one, the one we're going to be using, if you just plug it into the wall and then plug it into this portable monitor, it's going to be that very first one. So the output's going to be 5 volts at 3 amps. Now, like I said, Samsung DeX, your phone will power this monitor with just the USB Type-C cable. You do not have to use this. However, you can use a more powerful plug. You do not have to use this one, but obviously you might as well since they're giving it to you. But here's the deal. Your phone will power the portable monitor through the USB Type-C cable and run DeX. Now, if you plug let's say you're running Samsung DeX on this portable monitor and have your USB Type-C cable plugged in to run DeX, like I just said, it'll run everything on one cable. However, if you do plug this into the monitor while using DeX with a supplied cable in here, it will then charge your device, your S23, while your DeX device, while you are using DeX on the monitor. So again, you can use DeX. Your phone will power this monitor with just one cable without this. And then if you're running DeX and plug this into your monitor, it will then power your phone. So bunch of options. The more options, the better. Let's go ahead and get this thing plugged in and we'll check it out. Okay, got everything set up. It did take a minute because I am one to not really read instructions. I just plug stuff in and see what works and what doesn't. So we got the setup, right? Here's what I did. Here's the S23 Ultra. It's plugged in. It's going to the monitor. But first, what I did was I go into your Bluetooth settings, pair a Bluetooth mouse, and pair a Bluetooth keyboard. As you can tell, this mouse is paired to the phone. So you can let's see if it looks better. Kind of, not really. Paired it to the device. And then I wasn't quite sure. I tried to run the phone, with the cable that's going to the monitor. I did not have this second cable plugged in. It was just this. And I couldn't get it to power on. Now, let me try and pull this out, power cord, and see if it'll still stay on. Gets a really, really nice picture. This is an AMOLED screen, so if you're that was one of the things. I was using my Lenovo laptop to power DeX in the IPS screen on the Lenovo laptop. It's a 3-4-year-old laptop. Sucks. So that's why I wanted to get this. Let's try. I didn't know if power was only one, or you could basically switch them vice versa. Run data, run DeX on the top, and then power on the bottom, and vice versa, or power on top, DeX on bottom. Let me pull the power cord and see if this will stay on with just the DeX cable, because from what I understand, I did some homework on this one, and two different people said you can power it with just the DeX cord, but I was not really able to. Let's see. All right, let's try. So I'm going to pull the power. Nope. So you're going to have to plug this in. See, because if you just have the phone plugged in, it'll go into a boot loop. Oh, what do you know? My goodness. Okay, so look, check that out. It will. I probably, when I was testing it, I think I had the DeX on the top. Anyways, there's two USB Type C's where my fingers are, and then there's a HDMI mini up top. So it looks like DeX goes on the bottom, and DeX will power this with just one cable. Now to charge your device, because the monitor is running off of the phone. Now, if you want to charge your device while you're plugged in, just simply put the power cord in there. But it does run for, run for a good DeX experience here. Now I need to go in and set up my DeX on this monitor. But it's pretty quick. I mean, it says 60 hertz, but I mean, it is flying through this. So picture looks good, and we will give it a try, and I will be right back.